right, I got to take on this new trend. I can't keep up with it, Alex. Quiet quitting. Everybody in the news is talking about it. It's nothing new at all. It's just a TikTok fad. And now quiet firing. What? Quiet firing is a new term. But again, not a new idea. Quiet quitting's not a new idea. It's a new way of saying, hey, I'm just going to do the bare minimum and go home. Quiet quitting. Quiet firing, not new. This is otherwise known as passive-aggressive leaders who are cowards. That's what quiet firing is. But more on this from Fortune, this article here. Bosses are engaging in quiet firing. What does this look like? Rather than giving an employee honest feedback and steps to improve, or maybe even a warning, for crying out loud, bosses are quietly ignoring employees' requests for promotions or higher pay, hoping that they will soon be demoralized enough to leave on their own. You know what this is? This is just good old-fashioned, passive-aggressive, non-confrontational leadership. How many times on this show have I had a caller call in and go, Ken, should I leave? I say, why do you think you should leave? They go, well, I've asked for promotion several times. I say, what do they say when you ask? They go, well, we're going to talk about it down the road. And I say, okay, did you talk about it down the road? They go, yeah, but then they just kind of said we got to go a little further. Okay, this is what this is. They are willingly just pushing you aside and hoping that eventually you'll go, oh, they are never going to promote me, and they hope you leave. Why? Because that's easier for a cowardly, weak, dysfunctional leader. Now, again, I told you this was nothing new. So, but here we go. Another term. But this has been going on for quite some time, and this is very damaging. Let's look at it from the relationship side for a moment, just to talk about how awful this is for you employees who are probably right now being quietly fired. How many of you right now go, uh-oh, Ken, it sounds like maybe I'm getting quietly fired? How damaging is this for you? I'm going to tell you. Psychology Today, one of the most respected psychology journals out there, said that this is the equivalent to quiet dumping. Yeah. It's a slow fade trend relationally, which involves a partner distancing themselves from their partner over time rather than having an honest conversation. It's even more passive-aggressive than ghosting. And it is, because here's the thing with ghosting. When someone ghosts me, I know they've ghosted me. They've just disappeared. They're gone. It sucks. It hurts. It's disillusioning, but you go, okay, I can at least grapple with that in a matter of time. I can go, okay, don't know why, but I know what they've done. They're done with me. They're gone. They've ghosted me. When a leader or a partner in a relationship is still engaging with you, and yet they are quiet dumping you or quiet firing you, they are distancing themselves from you, it's even more confusing and more damaging because there's no actual separation. And it's demoralizing. And this leads to burnout. You keep getting denied raises and promotions. It's the equivalent of just slamming your head into the wall. And leaders and partners in relationships who engage in this, they think that it's easier. Well, I'm not actually firing them or dumping them. I'm just hoping they'll come to the realization on their own. Again, you think that you are letting them down easy, and you're actually doing more harm. Why? According to psychotherapy director at Emory University School of Medicine, Janice Vilhauer, she says that distancing themselves from someone actually leads to more self-hurt and doubt from the person you are distancing yourself from. So those of you that are distancing are creating more self-hurt and doubt because the confusion is just building on itself. Now, let me tell you what I think is the trend here. The ghosting, the quiet firing, the quiet dumping, all this kind of nonsense that we're calling these things. This is just a function of Americans going, I would much rather be passive aggressive than direct. That's it. They're choosing to be passive aggressive than be direct because it's very selfish. The passive aggressive person who's just kind of distancing themselves is actually being selfish because they're convincing themselves that they're taking it easier on you, but the reality is they're taking it easier on themselves because it's harder for them to confront you. And so then they go, well, okay, I'm going to let them down easier over time. No, you're not letting anybody down. You're confusing and hurting. And this is a love of passive aggressive. And can I tell you what I think is the real source of this, Alex? I think it's the digital divide. I think because we do everything, on a screen and we can communicate via text where there's no emotion. You can't see my face. I'm in a cube and I can email you, or I'm a remote worker. And so all of the digital stuff, social media, remote work, Zooms, it has removed us from the day-to-day interaction with people. And quite frankly, it's become easier to just be passive aggressive and not deal with good old-fashioned face-to-face communication. I think that's where this thing has gone wrong.